and salutations. Oh, whew, almost lost control there. I know it's been a while, but I came back to tell you the story of what's going on in One Piece. I think things are really starting to shake up. You see, currently, one rule in One Piece that we've always known, well, since, I want to say, since really early on in the story, is finally being broken down. A new law is being passed. And I want to tell you what this could possibly mean for the future of One Piece. Kind of, throw my hat in. Editor, hand me the hat. Oh yeah, that's right, I don't have an editor. One moment, please. Apparently, I don't have a hat either. Low on props. But anyway, in this week's chapter, recently, the meeting of the kings is what I like to call it. In One Piece has been concluded, and this is the meeting of the kings of all across the world, otherwise known as Reverie. And what's going on so far is that Sabo, a brother of the main character, Luffy, also a part of the Revolutionary Army, joining to try to rebel the government, has seemingly been killed. Yeah, I know it's kind of hard to believe myself. I don't believe it. It's false news. But one of the most interesting things is Morgans. Big News Morgans he's an interesting guy. So he's about to print out the news, and the Cyberpole, a secret agent, who turns out, he was working for Big News Morgans the entire time. Morgans, of course, didn't know until he told Morgans, like, hey, you put out this information out there, the government's not going to like that, so we're shutting that down. He did offer him a deal, like a bribery, a hefty sum of money, but Morgans just couldn't pass up the opportunity. He really wanted to put that news out there because, he just loves freaking the world out. So, well, the Cyberpole, as you can probably imagine, as any secret agent, government agency, he just pulls out a gun and like, okay, well, we tried the bribery way, so we're just gonna force you. And that didn't go down too well. Big News Morgans, those feathers aren't just for show. He whacked that sucker, okay? He whacked that sucker. So, next page, we see Big News Morgans notorious. Now, my concern about this is, well, what this means for the future of the Big News. You see, in One Piece, one of the biggest things, one of the things that I feel makes it the greatest, one of the greatest series of all time in terms of anime, is its news network. How what Luffy does affects the world and changes everything around it. Now, problem is that what he just did, Big News Morgans, is he betrayed the entire world government. Do you know what that means? That means that he's essentially now a wanted man. And printing news out is going to be a lot harder than it was before, because now he's going to be having Marines coming after him. Now, my question is, you just printed out something that the government didn't want you to. And more than likely, you're going to do that again. And the government's kind of smart here. I mean, if they only want people alive that they can control, So why would they continue allowing Morgans to put out news that they don't want to put out? See what I'm saying? So I'm thinking that this might be the end of Big News Morgans. I'm not saying the guy's going to get killed or murked or anything. I'm just saying that this may very well be the last time we get big news throughout the world for the entirety of One Piece. I mean, we could still get like stuff like characters reacting to big things. It just won't be through the news. Another thing too that changes everything is now we're finding out that the Marines have a secret base. Not a secret base, but a secret organization called SWORD, which is the opposite of CPIJ 0. I don't think I said that right, but so call them CP0 for short. Basically, they're the secret agents of the government. Oh no, not the government, the Marines. Marines and government are two different things. Marines work for the government, two different things. But the point is, Marines have a secret agency, and the interesting thing to note here is that they don't seem to be working in contingent, because we recently found out that Drake, ex-Drake, is actually an undercover Marine who, is a pirate. Like, he's been a pirate this entire time, but we're just finding out that he's actually an undercover Marine, and a lot of people theorize this, including myself. Not too big of a surprise for me, but I will say it's great to finally have it revealed out there now. But yeah, he's talking to Kobe, and he's like, CP0 are on Wano. Like, what's going on with that? And, he doesn't even know what's going on. So we're getting to reveal this new secret organization. Now, this is going to be pretty interesting, too. And Kobe is revealed to be a secret organization, too. If you read in the square, it says Rear Admiral, also a member of SWORD. So I'm really looking forward to seeing the different type of stories that we can get through Kobe, possibly being a secret agent for the Marines. This could really lead to a rebellion between the members of SWORD and CP0. I can really see that, especially now. You got to think too. This arc is really going to change the entire world of One Piece. Big Mom and Kaido have joined forces. Now, that is a great thing in itself, but what's even greater is the fact that we know Luffy is going to destroy them because, well, he's the main character. Ooh. But, yes, he's the main character, which means they're going to get wabanged, and, that's going to be 2 less world powers. Now, and what this means for the government is that they're going to have a lot less people to worry about, really. So they don't really have to worry about Shanks, but that only means that they have to worry about 2 forces after this. Luffy and Blackbeard. I'm going to get to Blackbeard in a second. But later on in this same chapter, another thing that's going to change the world of One Piece is the fact that the Shibukai, man, it took me forever to learn how to say that right. I hope I said that right. Anybody watching this video, One Piece fan, tell me if I said that right or not. Feel free to correct me. But the Shishibukai, I think that was it that time. Yes, otherwise known as the 7 Warlords. In case you're new to One Piece, basically the 7 Warlords are just pirates that the really powerful pirates that the Marines basically hired under their services to, follow the government. And as long as they serve the government, the pirates can do their shady things without the Marines trying to constantly gun after them. You understand what I'm saying? As long as it isn't a big public thing like it was with Doflamingo trying to destroy his own island, and Crocodile trying to destroy his own island. None of that type of stuff. But yeah, and that's coming to an end. And that's huge. Now, this is kind of crazy because when the Marines bring this to an end, because at the reverie where the kings are talking about it, there's two kings who had their nations attacked. Same one by Crocodile, Doflamingo. Those kings spoke up and they wanted to abolish the seven warlord system. The Marines, they didn't actually, give this like any week's notice for the law to pass or something like that. They passed it immediately. So next few pages we see is them going to the different islands to take down those pirates, like right then and there. I'm like, that's crazy. Like, you're not gonna give them some time. I mean, generally speaking, I mean, I know they are kind of messed up pirates. I mean, they done some pretty messed up things, but at the same time, it does feel sort of messed up that you just changed the law on them, like in one day, and now you're coming to arrest them instead of giving them some downtime to do what they gotta do. I mean, they're pirates, I get it, but still, it's kind of a weird situation. But another thing is like they're gunning after certain characters that I just feel like it's just unnecessary. Mihawk, for example, everybody's talking about Mihawk. This guy, never watched One Piece before, let me tell you. This guy can chop an entire ship in half with one swing of his sword. How you coming after a dude like that? I mean, if you're coming after a dude like that, you have to have some heavy hitters, okay? You gotta bring some admirals. You gotta bring, a huge force of, like, I don't know, different, androids of Kuma. You gotta bring all these different, like, heavy material. And most of all, you just need someone with huge defense, because when he starts swinging his sword, you got these, like, strong dashes of wind that can cut through almost anything, and you have to have some type of defense for that, right? So and to be honest with you, Mihawk is a really laid back guy. He's not really an offensive dude. He's not gonna go out, destroy villages, or try to attack Marines on purpose or anything. So it's kind of really stupid that they went after Mihawk. It really is. It's just like a waste of resources, a waste of men. I think they should have left Mihawk alone. But for other characters like Buggy, well, oh, Buggy. I thinking, and this goes back to the title of the video. This chapter will change One Piece, because this might be the chapter where the world as a whole finds out that Buggy is a fraud. Yes, I know, it's crazy. But if you haven't been watching One Piece up until now, well, Buggy has kind of, he's kind of glorified himself to be this really powerful pirate who basically can stand up to Yonko. Yonko is like one of the strongest pirates, 4 strongest pirates in the world. He can, he has a really good tongue, so he can talk to people very charismatically and get them to join him. Everybody thinks he's like hot stuff, right? Now that the Marines are gunning for him, he has no wall to hide behind. I mean, he has a wall of flesh to hide behind. But the point is when he starts running, and because in this chapter, he talks a good game. Like he's telling the Marines, like, how dare you do this to me? Wait, let me blow on my Buggy voice. How dare you do this to me? Well, you Marines, you put this on us when we had nothing to do with the Crocodile and Doflamingo incident. Like, we were loyal to the very end, and you betray us in one day. screw you, and he talks a good game, but in his head he's thinking, oh man, show him hell, man, while I run away, So I'm thinking that this will be the end of Buggy in terms of his ostracization, or not ostracization, but him glorifying himself to the world. And I think that would be a really nice character arc for him. I think it would be nice to see, how people react when they find out that he's a fraud, and maybe how Buggy can overturn that in the future. Maybe he'll get a, arc where he becomes more powerful. Maybe he'll, I don't know, get people to see that he, beyond just raw power, he's just a nice dude and you should respect him just because of that. Who knows? Who knows? By the way, I think that's a good point to talk about. And going back to Mihawk, okay, so now that he's a free man, what is he gonna do? Because he's so laid back. I think that he's gonna join up Shanks, because Shanks and him are really good friends, and Shanks right now, I believe he's talking to the Gorosei to stop Blackbeard. He doesn't say who he wants to stop, but come on, who else is he talking about, right? Because there's only one other threat that's really growing that could be a potential threat to the government, which is Blackbeard. Unless he's talking about Luffy, that would be a major plot twist, because Shanks is the guy that Luffy looks up to. But I think he's gonna get Mihawk to join him so he can go into a major battle with Blackbeard, and that would be epic. Or plot twist, he is talking about Luffy, and he for some reason doesn't want Luffy to find Raftel, maybe because he knows there's something dangerous about Raftel that could potentially destroy the world. Maybe he's just like, I know I wanted Luffy to become Pirate King, but, he's taking things too far, right? He might actually end up destroying the world. So, now that I think about it, that's crazy, though. Like, how you gonna recruit Mihawk to take on the Straw Hats? Like, you actually need Mihawk. All you need is your own crew. You just walk up on Luffy, be like, what's good? He probably would only need Conqueror's Haki to take out Luffy, like all Luffy Straw Hat members, besides, I don't know, Zoro and Sanji and maybe Jinbei, but, yeah, okay, theory withdrawn, we're going back to him using Mihawk to get Blackbeard, but that would really be cool if Shanks turned out to be the main villain. Especially since that's, like I said, the guy that Luffy looked up to. That would be an interesting character arc to see Luffy go through, fighting the guy that he always saw as a role model. Anyway, and let's see here. And finally, this is the last bit of this video. Okay, so I'm thinking that One Piece might be regretting a few steps that it's already taken. The story might repeat itself, and this is what I've been afraid of for quite some time. Because I always, well, not always, but I was worried that Sabo might get caught, and then they'll go through another arc where Luffy has to save Sabo, and that's gonna start the next war. I really don't want that to happen, because I'd be regretting the same thing. And then people are talking about Sabo fighting Akainu, and I'm like, I hope not, because, I don't know, fire just doesn't beat lava. It doesn't make any sense. It just doesn't make any sense. So, that's the one thing I'll never get over. Fire cannot beat lava, people. But anyway, so I don't want Akainu to kill Sabo and have the story repeat or anything like that. I really want it to be different. And another thing too is this isn't even in this chapter, but going back to Onion Dude, former Shibukai, Moria. What if? Okay, Oda. I know Oda's gonna be doing something different, but I gotta say it because it's been lingering on my mind for a while now. What if Moria raises like a group of like all the legendary dead pirates back to life. And the war is very similar to that of like Naruto, if you watch that from Kishimoto, where at the end of the series they raise back all the most powerful ninjas back to life. I really hope that doesn't happen, but I have a feeling that's where it's gonna go. Because, I mean, that's the only way we're going to see old legends fight at their prime, unless we get some really major flashbacks, which that's what reminds me. I think One Piece really needs a flashback arc. I mean, who would hate a flashback arc? I mean, come on. We want to see Whitebeard in his glory. We want to see Shanks versus Mihawk. And, yeah, we want to see all this cool stuff. So I think you know, like I said, well, I don't think I know. This chapter really changed One Piece forever, you know, and I think after this arc, One Piece is going to explode in terms of the people who watch it, because let me tell you something. Marineford is what got me back into One Piece, okay? I quit with One Piece. I was like, this story's too slow for me. It's too blah blah blah. It's too blah blah blah. But then I heard about Marineford, and I was like, well, if I'm gonna quit One Piece, you know, it's been a while since I've seen it. I might as well watch that one last arc. And then here I am. You know, I've continued. I mean, there's been breaks. I won't hide that and hide that. I had taken breaks from One Piece, but now this is about to be another Marineford. This is gonna be worse than Marineford. I mean, well, better in context of the story. So yes, this arc, this chapter alone, has changed One Piece forever. All right. Tell me if you think that this might be the end of Big News Morgan's. I really think this might be the end of Big News Morgan's. I love the bird, but looks like his goose is cooked. There goes my bird pun.